Hello and welcome to another edition of the Eternal Journey and the Resolves, and today we're looking at a little bit of a brew. Basically we're just in the reverting set 1 to its original state sort of waiting room, because I believe there is a balance patch coming this weekend. Hoping that's not coming today for the reason that I'm going to be recording a couple of videos today, so I don't want to just have all that work sort of undone by being instantly irrelevant. Although I would also kind of like it to be today if it was quickly, because then we could have a look at the new cards and see what's going on. But I believe what it sounds like is going to be happening is an amount of cards from set 1 are perhaps going to be unnerfed. I've heard about Flame Blast as well as Champion of Chaos, which big favourite of mine, and also Argent Instigator, which has been a big favourite of mine. And I'll probably play in Argent again if it's only got single shadow. So what does this mean for us? Maybe it means if we're, reverting a bunch of cards from set 1 back to the original states, that maybe we're getting ready for rotation and these cards will probably no longer be relevant. Although, to be honest, I think as soon as Cobalt Waystone was printed, Flame Blast would have been pretty dead anyway. Although, I do like it as a card, just to play with, just to give some of the burn decks some actual reach. And just let them play a little bit differently, especially because they've got especially in Stone Sky, they've got a couple of different things that are vying for a position here, because you want to play 4 Queens probably, but you also maybe you want to play 4 a Highwayman as well. You don't want to just infinity drops, so maybe you have to make some cuts somewhere, some interesting deck building decisions. But I like the gameplay of just 6 you, go over turn, 7 you, dead. I enjoyed that game plan because I was on that side of it rather than the opposite side. Obviously, when you were on the opposite side of that, it feels kind of awful when your opponent just you're at 15 and your opponent just Flame Blast you and you're not dead. You're just oh, well, they've got a second one. But now we've got Roland's Tomb or Roland's Memorial, whatever, I don't know. The site that costs 4. It's probably fine, because you can get rid of it. Also, being burnt out is kind of whatever. But if it does mean we get rotation, I'm kind of happy with that. As I've always said, I would be happy to have a split format. I don't really believe that splitting ladder into ranked standard and ranked eternal format would actually be bad for us in terms of numbers. I think it'd be good for us in terms of numbers, because you'd have more people playing what they want to play. Someone doesn't just get bored and go, well, I'm not going to play until the next expansion, because it's they can play something different, so that keeps them here. That's what I think anyway. So today we're looking at a bit of a brew while we're in this waiting room, and basically Mokhnati has been out now for a couple of days. I managed to get my full playset. Still kind of frustrating how a sweet new card comes out and then you have to wait basically nearly a week to actually get a playset to really play with it. It's kind of frustrating. Admittedly, this one costs 8, so you can get away with 1 or 2 most of the decks you want to play it with, but hey, we just want to play 4, just to give it a real college try. So we're playing an Elysian ramp deck. We are playing Power Stones and Call for Aid. So Call for Aid could be Eternity card, but I think that this is probably alive in more situations, whereas Eternity card is more explosive because it's just +2. This is only +1, but you also draw a card, so in the late game where you just draw it off the top, it's just it still does something because it's going to gain your life and draw you a card. And I've also got the Rail Merchant, which does ramp us up a little bit, and the reason for this is we want to be playing Mokhnati Restored, and we've got another heavy hitter, Scourge Frosthome. So in the initial versions of this deck, I also had the Permafrost Dragon. I can never remember what that dragon's called, but now I'm sort of curious, so... Whoops, well, that's not how you spell that. So I did have this as well. This is another expensive thing. Yeah, Rhyme-Scale Draconis. Literally, I think I played against this in Constructed a couple of times. I played against it in Draft, and that was, as absurd as you would imagine. So basically we want to ramp up into Ravid, which lets us get into the other 2. Ravid is a little bit of a toolbox card as well, because it can grab us a Crest, but it can also grab us Cobalt Waystone, which is something that did against a Maul deck. So not only am I playing this nonsense card against them on I think it's turn 5 or something, but protect myself from Maul. They managed to pop my Aegis with whatever, I don't know, Snowball, whatever. First copy of Maul, grabbed a second copy from the market, and I was able to protect myself from that with Cirso's Choice. On Cirso's Choice as well, this is sort of an interesting card. It's just an instant speed, or fast speed, fast spell, version of Lightning Storm, but it's also got the mode of you gaining Aegis and gain 6. I think sometimes that's kind of nice. I do like the instant speed Lightning Storm, of course, that's just really powerful. But gain Aegis and gain 6 can just be really powerful as well if anyone is trying to burn you out, especially against that Maul opponent. Felt kind of bad because this deck is kind of dirtly. At that point in time, we didn't have Moonstone Vanguards in, so we didn't really have like more things to actually win the game. We were just actually just power ramping up to Mokhnati and Scourge and trying to get there that way. So we are also playing, in terms of interaction, probably not much. We've got like the Equivocates and the Scorpion Wasp. Equivocate is just going to be basically downgrade your thing, buy me time till I'm able to do my thing. As well as like just stopping things that are kind of a nuisance, like things like Macto. Would consider playing Permafrost maybe, but with Palace about, Permafrost gets a little bit worse because your opponent can, I mean, not only if playing against Ball, we've got like millions of Ball tags, like Power Stones for days over it, but if your opponent plays Palace, makes their thing that you permafrosted bigger, and they're able to attack things against endurance, that's just an absolute feel bad. So we're just playing like the Doomblade of Scorpion Wasp and also the Equivocates. So the market is, not complete. I'm really happy with 4 of these cards. I'm happy with the 5th, but I'm just trying it for now. So I'm trying Cirso just because usually if you like use a Willow Merchant, you're able to like ramp into Cirso, which I kind of like. But it's also just like another threat. I wanted something that's proactive in the board instead of just like reactive things. Because we have like Cirso's Choice and Passage of Eons. So Piltlaneka, another win condition, and then Explorer Emeritus in sort of mirrors, which is something that I've actually played a couple of times today, playing against mirrors where people are trying to ramp out Mokhnati. We don't have much removal, and you're able to draw like 1 or 2 cards from Explorer Emeritus, and yeah, you're just like fine with this. This slow sort of card draw, maybe it would be better if we were just playing the Staff of Stories, but then a really merchant can't fetch it. But if you're against like an opponent where you know they've not got removal, then you get to play this and you sort of go ham. Or if they use removal on this, like an Equivocate, then there's no Equivocates left for Mokhnati, and Mokhnati gets to do the work. Another reason we're actually playing the Elysian shell for this, rather than some of like the more controlling decks where I've seen just drawing millions of cards, is that we actually want to get value off the Entomb ability. So when Mokhnati dies, we actually want to draw cards. And if we're playing stuff like Power Stone and other sort of pieces of ramp, admittedly we're playing less in this version of the deck. When it comes to Mokhnati dying, you get to draw like 3 or 4 cards, and that's great. I was playing it at JPS. Anytime she died, I just drew 1 card, and I was just like, I mean, that's cool, but is that better than Macto? Like, probably not. It's just like a more expensive version. So this is where we're up to. So let's get onto the ladder. Not sure if we're going to play the full 5 because I'm going to keep an eye out for this patch, and also, I just want to try and get a couple of different videos going today. But let's get onto those games. So on the play, feeling confident so far, and this hand doesn't do too much. It kind of ramps up. Like this is an 8 drop, and we go to 5, so it's not really what we want. But Hailstorm can be back breaking in the right game, and if we're playing against like something slow or dirty, I'll probably just like swap it out, for like Emeritus or something like that. So maybe it's a keep, but it's kind of slow. I mean, if it matters, we do get to amp Waystone into power, I guess. Points on 6, can't lose. Just gonna snap off banners. I really should get around to like premium these out, but I guess I do want to see if like there is an actual rotation first without them being put back in, because that'd be kind of awkward, wouldn't it? And now I've not played a non-premium Primal Sigil. The non-premium Crest doesn't really tell us too much, but this tells us that our opponent's probably pledged something. Okay, so this seems kind of fine. If our opponent is like in a pledge aggro deck, then I probably want to keep the Hailstorm. We can grab this back later with the other merchant, but what would we like in exchange? And I think I might just go and grab Cirso, just so we've got like a threat after threat that we can just fling at our opponent. We don't want to give our opponent infinite time here. This could be Hero Control, in which case, I guess that sucks. Yeah, so it looks like... So this is an interesting spot. Do we just fire the Hailstorm here? It keeps our opponent's next turn kind of busy. I think given our opponent's just going to... Oh, we picked up Emeritus. So I meant to pick up Cirso, but this is fine. We're just going to draw our card. Yeah, this is cool. This is fine. I've nothing to worry about here. Admittedly, this is a bit of a number, the older Emeritus, like double Hailstorm hand. But considering this is what our opponent's going to do with the turn, we get to draw like 2 cards off this. I feel pretty smart and thin off that. Our opponent's ramped up, but I'm like, yeah, fine. Just going to keep drawing cards with this. Moonstone Vanguard's good. So I will play this rather than Sandstorm Titan. Like, obviously Sandstorm Titan probably prevents us a point of life, but if this survives, we get to attack, potentially draw the 7th power. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, that's going to be a big girl. Yeah, it's just a 5-5 though. It's nothing too huge. So we get to attack into the site, which is great. So let's see what we've got here. So I think we'll play this because we're probably just going to be doing the thing. Anyway, if our opponent gives us this, I'm kind of happy. They are pretty close to like being able to give this another +3/+2, which would be pretty bad for us. So in terms of dealing with this, if our opponent trades, I'm super happy there. Actually, incredibly so. So we could go and grab Mokhnati, but I don't think we're going to. We're just going to Ravid. And then with Ravid, we don't care about lives, and we don't really need another face Aegis, so just grab a Crest, just sort of improve our next draw step. And I think I'm actually kind of okay with the power. Because it does give us the 1/1 like from Ravid, which is good, but it also lets us, you know, maybe do something with Great Valley Smuggler, get towards like Pitalaneka, and just definitely be able to play Mokhnati, even if something weird happens to like the Aurelian Merchant knocking us down a power. Yeah. Opponents into Equivocate Palace here. Okay, so Vanquish's Blade kills our thing. I believe we still get to kill their thing, so it's kind of fine. And opponent's just got to sack the city back, so we definitely want to deal with this. So just draw a card because it's basically free. Is there anything we want to do with that? We can only attack this for 1, so do we do it? Yeah, well, our opponent's like in no danger of dying. Let's just Hailstorm does kill our Emeritus, which I'm kind of like don't want to do. We could just play Mokhnati and just like block. So a lot of things we actually do this time. I might go and grab a Pit. Yeah. So if we Hailstorm here, just get rid of their thing. Then maybe we don't need another one of these, so go and grab Pit. Play this. Play this. Swap this for Cirso, I guess, just so we've got like double kinds of like multiple threats. We can still attack into this, which is kind of good. I mean, we can get to surprise +1/+1. Oh yes, nice. There's the Obelisk over here. Because we know our opponents have Sphere. Like, it's not what we want in our lives. We are vulnerable to our opponent's Hailstorms, but usually we do have a Relic in play, so. Oh dear, oh dear. So let's just do this, I guess. Let's make 2 7/7s, and then we'll just attack this so our opponent doesn't get the site. Doesn't really matter how our opponent kills our thing. I feel like we'll stabilise anyway, it's fine. The girls have done the work, that's basically what they're here for, just like, it's a pressure site. I do like merchants that can pressure sites. Oh, rock roll. Well, our opponent's going ham with their abilities here. But we are going to be able to attack with 2 6/7s and just like overwhelm. Yeah, we'll take 10. It's fine. So now we don't have multiple things in play. I guess because it's got. Oh, it's had endurance naturally. Okay, that's awkward. So we'll just play Cirso. And then we're just going to hold up Scorpion Wasp, and we'll be able to block with both, turn this into a 2/2 with like whatever weapons it's got on it. Uh-oh. Well, things are getting a bit dicey for us now. We need to be a little bit careful of when we actually make this block. So, also kind of like ambushing then anyway, but Scorpion Wasp is coming to do her job, which is to block this basically. And then I think we just want to suck up some damage, so this would be 1, 5, 9 of it. Take 6 is kind of fine, I guess. We could put all of our things in it. Put all of our things, may as well. I don't think our opponent can kill everything anyway, just because so much toughness. Whatever. Math is for blockers, and I'm a blocker who can't be bothered with maths, so. So, get to gain some lives because a thing died. Oh dear, oh dear. So I've got the endurance thing as well. So, because that's got like that ability, which I'm not a big fan of, let's just silence everything that our opponent's got. Doing the Sounds deck doesn't seem great. We are just like in Chump City, but I don't want to just die to this this flyer, and also this ability paired with this is kind of scary. This is fine. I'm just going to chump it with like this -2. Yep, everything's got abilities and text and all this sort of business. That's fine. So Hailstorm just to kill this. Rats. Miscounted. For some reason I thought that I could actually play Mokhnati as well, but maybe this gives our opponent like an opportunity to I don't know, use an Equivocate here or something for whatever weird reason that they're not going to do. I could gain life and draw a card or just be absolutely greedy. Let's play this. Hopefully our opponent just like vanquishes it, we get to draw 6 and then just block here. If they have like vanquish into removal spell for this, it'd be kind of sad, but just like drawing a million cards seems fantastic. Aww, they're not going to kill the thing. Well, at least this keeps this kind of busy. Oh, okay, well, I'll snap through that block. Get to kill their thing and just like draw 6. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to see. Power's kind of good. This is going to be tedious, just like how slowly all the cards are drawn. So what do we have the market that we could actually get? Could get like another Mokhnati or a Hailstorm. I think I might get Hailstorm. It's basically free. Well, we'll trade away this one. Get Hailstorm, kill this just because it's a threat. And then, would our opponent have... Yeah, we'll just play the Crest because then we'll just call for aid. Oh, Scorpion Wasp, perfect. So, I don't think our opponent's got Harsh Rule in the deck, but I don't want to just like throw away Moonstone Vanguard for free. Yeah, so, looks like they've not got Harsh Rule in the deck, and, you know, the 7/7s are going to be taking a bite out of crime. Okay, well, we're on the draw, yikes. So this could be a little bit rough. Not in the market for pledging here, realistically, and just like, time's not really where we want to be. This seems kind of better. The Scourge of Frosthome is, it's ambitious, I'll give you that, but you know, we're going to ramp here with the Power Stone, so. I mean, if we just get to like draw Call for Aid, I think it's called, if we just like get to play that on turn 3, we're kind of ahead on power. So Scourge is just like an expensive sort of splashy thing. We don't have any tutors for it, realistically, but I just want live top decks. That's kind of what we do want in the deck. Given our opponents who, I'm going to keep Hailstorm. So Hailstorm could be bad depending on the version of who that they're on. But we do have merchants, we've got 8, so if it's really bad, we'll just get rid of it. Yeah, so far, I mean, they didn't pledge on 1 and they didn't mulligan, so maybe it's not the pledge deck, it could be the Flyers deck. If it's the Flyers deck, then Hailstorm's kind of good there, and again, so Scorpion Wasp should keep us around for a while. If it's like an unseen command or something, their opponent's got like snap off Wasp, but I'd rather just wait for our opponent to just put more things in play. And also I think that Hailstorm's kind of good as well because like statistically Equivocate is going to make your opponent's thing worse. And well, this is hero control. Don't think they've got silence effects, so we can probably just like, if they just take forever to kill us, we can potentially just like Scourge them and then just be unable to do anything. Also know like they do have weapons because they've got Knife, but we can kind of keep Knife busy. Yeah, so Honor of Claws there. Our opponent's just going to make us really jealous because they're going to Honor of Claws and probably discard like a Privilege of Rank. Yep, and then at the end of the turn, they're going to discard so many cards just to show how rich they are. Oh, they didn't. We've got like actual just max limit there. Oh no, we have priority because of Scorpion Wasp. Also as well, I made some videos this weekend. It's not like the first time back because I am back at it now properly. Got some not very helpful comments because I'm just sort of here having a good time. So in terms of play, like if you see something that ain't right, like it's fine, just keep it to yourself. It's cool. Don't worry about it. If you enjoyed some, do let me know. Yeah, that's what I want to know about. Gen of Merchant here. I'm not sure what this could be getting. Maybe it's just like getting Palace. I don't know. Probably not getting like Omen of Austerity for our Power Stones here. Although Omen of Austerity would be, yikes, a pretty big dagger if it came before a Call for Aid. Oh, that's what we're doing. Cool. Yep. That was a good use of cards. Well, we realistically just want to draw some, like... Well, aside from power, we realistically just want to draw some card draw, because we don't have quite an amount in the deck, because we've got like, the Wisdoms, plus the... Well, we don't have... Originally did have like the Claw, the Honor of Claws, but we don't have that anymore. So this can withstand, that's fine. We'll take our... I won't even take our 6. I'll just trade here. Like, just keep the thing off our back. Don't really want to be like doing Hailstorm plus Equivocate. Here we go. That's what we're looking for. Just Wisdom the Elders, just more power. Okay, so Ravid's good because next turn we get to Ravid. Ravid's going to be able to play as like an additional Wisp and an additional power. So I'm pulling with a Crest and just like aggressively look for power right now, I think. Because once we actually get the Scourge down, if our opponent's not got like a sick board before that happens, then we should be in real good shape because we better play spells and they won't. We've got a lot of spells, like Throw Mod is fine here, like if it gets Berserk, like sure. Oh, my dog's here to come say hello. So I think we're just gonna Crest here. There could be some sort of argument for going and fetching an Aegis. Well, that's good because that will let us play the Scourge next turn. Just gonna get my dog over here because he's having a good time. Just sitting on the bed. Dogs are weird. Could actually trade here, or just wait until next turn. Yeah, but dogs just like making really annoying noises. Let's get him to come over and they'll stop making a nuisance of himself. Yeah, don't get used to drawing cards, friend. That's the last card you're drawing. I mean, our opponent could have like a Sword of the Sky King. Sword of the Sky King does deal with Scourge of Frosthome. Aww, our opponent hates fun. Why do you hate fun for our opponent? Because Sword of the Sky King does trade with Sword of Scourge of Frosthome, which is kind of sad. Is our opponent going for the Berserk here? No, it's a single attack. Yeah, single attack's fine. So our opponent does get to put us off spells for a turn. We don't get to kill the hammer, which is kind of rough. But I think we'll just snap off the Scourge of Frosthome. Make it so our opponent can't play spells. They could potentially, you know, just like Hails. Oh, they can't play Hailstorm yet. It'd have to be like actually just. So we can't block with Scourge of Frosthome. That's like the awkward thing. Opponent can now double block though, which is... Oh, they've got Mart's Chains. So Mart's Chains is the out. Uh-oh. Mart's Chains and power. Yeah, okay. So we're dead here. But it was close. It kind of drives me wild that like the control decks are playing Mart's Chains. But yeah, so let's move on to the next game. Maybe Scourge isn't as good as I thought it was against the control decks. Okay, well, we're on the play here. And I think this is just a redraw. Just 2 power hand, one of which is a pledge. I'm not really into that. This is kind of better. So this could be rough because if we don't hit our second primal, then we won't be able to wisdom. And that's generally the strength of which of what I'm keeping our hand based on. But our influence is pretty good in this deck, I think. Just being straight 2 factions kind of good. It's pretty easy to make everything work because you get like 12 jewels and just like get to play all the Waystones. We are only playing 7. Okay, so we'll do this. This is good. Gives us a 4/4 next turn at least. What do we grab? Because if we just hit like the Primal, I'm probably just going to Wisdom just to be up on cards. Argenport is not known for not having removal, so I'm probably not getting Explorer Emeritus. So we could potentially just... Okay, well, we'll do this. We've not got anything that could very easily just pop this, so we don't have like a Jotun Hurler to draw into. So like, if we were able to draw into Jotun Hurler, I'd perhaps have just Wisdom then, because we could just like snowball this. If our opponent goes ham, puts like a weapon on it, I'll probably just like Equivocate this, just so we don't take like 9 damage or whatever our opponent wants to do to us. But this attack is kind of risky if, you know, they do want to get max value off it. Yep, no blocks. And I think we'll just draw our cards. Don't have to deal with this yet. Okay, so our opponent is like all in on. Oh dear, oh dear. Our opponent is all in on the plan of Empower here. So we can actually draw into Hailstorm, which would be nice. Okay, so we can go and grab Cirso's Choice. And that also lets us... So now I've got to make an interesting choice here. So let's keep up Equivocate if we want to. I think I'll get rid of this and I'll just grab Cirso's Choice. Because Cirso's Choice feels kind of good against this. We've definitely got like something to do. They've got like a blocker here, so we're able to just like make some blocks. A bit of a nightmare for us would be something like a Royal's Memorial, I think it's called. The site, the forecast site, because it gets to sabotage one of our answers. Yeah, so Rugun's Disciple is a bit of a problem because it doesn't die to choice, but I think I'll just like equivocate that and then just attempt to choice the rest of the board here. I'll probably make a block just to prompt something from the opponent. Although it is a little bit awkward because if our opponent pumps this, then they get to empower both of these, so like getting a double empower. So we need to think about what we want to be blocking. Okay, so they're just going with like Downward Slasher. Okay, so if there's not like an additional power on top of this, we'll just equivocate the Railgun and then we'll just bop our opponent's board, just not deal with this. So let's do this. And then next time we can sort of make our pick. We can have a setup for a Ravid. I think if we draw a power, probably just like play Ravid. I think rather than just trying to get like the double wisps, I think we'll just play it out and get it as soon as possible. Oh, okay. I was very confused then. I was like, oh, does this fix it? But no, it's not. So let's just attack here. I'm feeling kind of fine here. If our opponent wants to use a trick, then more than happy. I assume that our opponent does have tricks because a deck with like Kojam probably does. So we'll just grab this. And then if we just grab a Crest. Not feeling super in need of like a Face Aegis or the Gain 2. I think I'd rather just like see what our next draw was. And yeah, Equivocate's good. Interactive spell. So that's good for us. Also, another thing I like about this deck is that you can like surprise pump Great Valley because you've got like Call for Aid. Also kind of like curves into it. So this is a free, you just like make blocks, make Power Stone, and you've got a 4/4. So I'm going to Call for Aid in case we draw a power. So opponent does have a fast effect, so I'm probably not attacking with Ravid. Okay, so we've just got like double Equivocate. So attack like this, and we'll just like block with the Sandstorm Titan. Generally fine with like opponents just putting resources into killing stuff like that. So I'm going to suspect that opponent's not playing Harsh Rule because they're playing like all of this stuff. I've actually kind of enjoyed the time that I played with this style of deck. It felt really good. There's a lot of synergy going on. And as well, like you gotta be scared because like Downward Slasher into Hojan, like together that's really good because if you boost this up, you just get like extra empowers on a Berserk unit, like yikes. I think I was playing it with the more elf sub theme as well, so it did have the ability to also just like stack like loads of triggers because the Elf Lord, like 2-drop, like whenever you empower gives everything like +1 power and I believe quick draw. But yeah, that's it's pretty scary pretty quick, but also it ends up being behind like this, it's a little bit hard for it to actually catch up. I wonder whether like we do actually want Pit. Like I have won a lot of games off the back of Pit, but because most of our like ramp isn't stuff like oh madness, cool. This case, if we just like take the 5, like I'm fine with this. Like if our opponent devours, that's also fine. I'm not making a blockade. Like you can 5 us, it's okay. I mean, I'm not supremely happy about our opponent. Okay, so they didn't get to do the thing, which is good. We've also now got a 1/1 to block sort of any further madnesses. Yeah, because our ramp is like permanent based rather than like actually putting a power into play. I mean, it's kind of questionable with Pitlanetka. I do like Pitlanetka with the free cost. I find those secret pages where you get to put the power into play. just as like a surprise because you get to work around the drawback of them being exhausted. You could potentially like work around some sort of no more power. So actually, so let's do this properly. Let's just equivocate this. So there's no like Crown Watch standard, just like gaining our opponent lives. So let us have it. Cool. Get to attack all, just like 8 space in my Elysian control deck. Cool. Sometimes when I'm talking, as you'll find if you ever make your own content, you will just like miss things. You just sort of like need to take a step back, slow down, and then you're able to get there. Okay, well, we've got Scourge Frosthome, and we're in the play with 2, 3, 4, 5 power. So we're halfway there. I think we have to like redraw though. I think we need like actual card draws. And this is good. We're just going to Crest and then play Powerstone and then like 4/4 into 5/5, which seems good. Yes, bring in the boys, just like go mid-range Sentinels on our opponent. So always when you see like a non-premium Sigil, like you can probably suspect that the opponent is perhaps playing some sort of pledge deck. But if they are, we're probably just going to like Titan into Vanguard. That seems like good. That something that this deck's got that we get to do, even though we're sort of like a really big ramp deck, is that we've still got this core where we've got like, you know, Smuggler plus Titan and Vanguard, which is just like really kind of aggressive and still a bit good. I probably could equivocate this sort of fine. Because of that, that's why I played the power first, because banners do care about whether you've got the unit in play. So rather than it just be awkward, yeah, I've almost had enough. Completely agree with our opponent's decision there. Even equivocate is not really too good for our opponent there. Ah, cool, the Yeti King. We've got Bassoon Buffoon here, big fan of Yetis, so perhaps that's what they're playing. In which case, double Sandstorm Titan is good. Being missing on like influence probably isn't, so I feel redraw here, especially on the draw. Just try and find like Hailstorms. There we go. Not to like typecast Bassoon, but they are probably playing a deck that is, I wouldn't say soft to Hailstorm, but that Hailstorm helps us against. Oh no, Niche at the Sands, that's not fair. Well, let's play Banner. Potentially they could play playing tokens. If this is a teacher, it is a teacher, we're in trouble, unless we draw like exactly Equivocate. Okay, so we've just got like millions of card draw spells, so we're being betrayed. Ah, Cicalis as well. Ugh. Well, this is awful. At least we get to kind of stabilise with Hailstorm. Everything's going to cost 2 more, but really it's only 1 more because our card draw spells are going to be call for aids. So let's just Hailstorm here. Let's look at the rest of our opponent's power. So no pledging was had. Ixtal Merchant. Perhaps going to get the Infernus thing, like the 6-cost Flamestoker. Is a little bit early for that, but let's just quick grab Passage. I think aggressively grabbing Passage could be good. It's going to cost a lot more though. Yeah, I think aggressively grabbing Passage probably isn't something we can do. Yeah, just like take our damage. Game 1 anyway. Maybe the Merchant was good because, well, wouldn't really have done too much good for us. That opponent could have just killed our Merchant. Yep, just call for aid. Well, 6-cost Titan, yikes. But let's get to game 2 and play a Titan, that seems good. Yeah, expensive Titan is expensive. But next turn we get to Merchant plus call for aid, so that can set us up to get the Passage, but as we're against Praxis, I might as well get Cirso. Oh dear, well, our opponent's going to get to kill our thing, but it kills their weapon at least. So we've got Wisp now, which is actually pretty good. So, given that, let's get rid of one of these card phrases. We don't need millions of them. We'll get Cirso. Cirso costs 7, that's fine. Now we get to hold up our Doomblade, which is good, because it's a block here. That's not block first. To do this. And then, unless we're on an Obliterate version, Cirso should be very good. Well, how do I get to kill our thing? Which isn't ideal, honestly. But Cirso's good. And then we can potentially get something that will get us sort of out of this, like getting Pit's kind of aggressive. But we can Call for Aid gains us life and play Titan, that seems good. So 5 cost great value, but that's fine. We'll go up to 9 power. I think we just want power right now. Because we're against Praxis and they're not playing Displacer anymore because it costs like 1,000,000, we can potentially sit back on this. It gives our opponent time to sort of like move around us. So let's get rid of this 5 cost. We can grab Passage of Aeons. And then I think we'll just play this Merchant and not trade anything. So that puts us to 10. We could be attacking with this, but I think our opponent could just like let it, or triple block. Triple block is kind of fine for us. So just like Passage, kill all of our opponent's stuff. Maybe we should have been a little bit more careful with that and waited to see if our opponent like grabbed a Flamestoker, but Flamestoker's kind of silly against like Cirso, so it's kind of fine. I'm not going to play the power because we do have things that care about power, so we could draw Ravid. And also, like, if we draw like another Merchant, I know we've used like a good amount of them. Uh-oh. Well, our opponent gets to do some stuff here. We could tidy our opponent up a little bit with Hailstorm. It only kills 2 things. But I'm sort of happy with that. Just keep the board small. We can trade with these kind of honestly, which is kind of fine by me. Also, Cirso's kind of good against Daria. So, a single torch and double torch. It's not the best. It's not what we really want to be playing against. So, we can do this in terms of blocks. We take 6. That's kind of bad for us. I don't want to take 1,000,000 though. Yeah, the double torch was really good. That could have got us with that Hailstorm if everyone had been able to do that. So I think we'll just go to 2. Okay, so we can buy time with Equivocate. That might be something that we're in the market to do. I think we'll just block, that's fine. We're already at like 1,000,000 power, so we shouldn't be too far behind from doing that, but I would like to draw some kind of card draw here. I think this is the turn where we have to Equivocate, which is kind of bad. Don't really want to. Okay. Well, we're dead anyway. Perhaps we could have just like had more power in play, drawn more cards. I don't know. Probably could have done something, especially because I don't like sort of mulligan, but yeah. Being able to kill our Cirso was just really bad for us. Oh, here we are for the last game. I just had to nip off because my dog was being sort of silly. So it's not gone too well with this deck, but it is just to sort of like see a concept in action. I think we'll keep this one. We've got double Merchant. There's a couple of different things that maybe think this deck needs. Maybe it is. Maybe maybe the bear does need to be in a deck with like a sweeper. Because then you can get your own Entomb off, like you've got some agency over it. So like if the board's sort of like, I don't know, you're losing the board, you get to choose when to kill Mokhnati rather than just your opponent getting to choose. So maybe like a JPS shell would be best. Because as much as I like Ravid, maybe Ravid's just like a pet card that I like to keep. Okay, so quick play is like practice tokens. I sort of like my spot against a deck like that because we do have sort of Hailstorms and sort of nonsense like Cirso's Choice. Passerians can kill multiple obelisks. So, given it's probably practice tokens, let's duck Ravid out for now because we can get Ravid back later. Then next time we're just going to like get Emeritus ready, just like keep drawing cards.
Safe travels.
Yes, this is definitely tokens if our opponent's playing like a Brocolite. So potentially Moonstone Vanguard's better, but I'm greedy and I want cards now. Also, just kind of like, just really like this card. You very rarely get to play with it because everything kills it. But I probably could torch it here, but generally token decks don't have millions of let's just like block the free, I guess. Tokens generally doesn't have like millions of removal spells. It might have like 4 torches, but I think last time I played it, I don't think they were really playing torches. I think just playing like rallies and obliterates, just things that actually killed you. Well, if they do play torch, it's only torch. It's not like purify as well, because purify is generally just like in a bigger practice deck that actually needs to protect itself. Because this kind of deck is kind of fine about flies because it goes around them and goes big. Okay, well, let's draw another card. And I guess we can do multiple things, so we should. So what do we want? Let's get Ravid back. Actually, Ravid's probably not that good on this board, is it? Because the 1/1s aren't going to do much. So I might. Pit's going to take a while to get going. But, oops, so we'll trade. We'll trade Titan for Pit. Nice. I like how the window like has a different direction. So this kind of ramps us up in here because it's up to 7, they go up to 8. Get rid of this and just get like. Actually, we'll get Ravid. Yeah, we will do that because Ravid will get us additional pits. Well, additional pit triggers. Yeah, I like that.
It's written right here.
Board feels kind of good against our opponents because we've got like 0/4s and a 3/3. So now we might need to be mindful of probably not bar. I don't assume our opponents just like aggressively get bar here. That doesn't seem like something that an opponent would do here. But let's just crest it up because we get to have a little bit of influence over our next draw. Sea Wisdom probably not. Play the time just to win 5 and 5. I draw a card. Should have drawn a card before we did all this nonsense, but yeah, I think this is sort of fine how it's worked out. Yeah, so obliterate. Yep, obliterate going in there, popping out face Aegis. Torch killing our 3/3, it's fine. So we can kill some stuff here. It's fine, just take 4. Get to gain 2 now anyway. And make a pit ready, so I feel kind of good really. So opponent seems to be tanking here, so we're just going to draw a card. Yeah, play Pit, play Waystone, and then from next turn, it looks like it's going to make 2 of these things a turn. And that seems kind of good, because we don't need to block that much damage this turn. Don't think our opponent can kill us like through 2 rallies. Yeah, so I think now next turn. Oh, well, double obelisk into that is kind of rough. So how much are we taking here? We're taking 10, we're taking 17. But then we're going to passage. So we need 9 for this. So we can actually lose both of these. So I think this here actually saves us more damage. Yeah, we just want to go to 14. I think that seems good. Go to 14 and we're at 9 power, so then we get to go to grab passage our opponent, which kills our obelisk, and it sort of like silences all of this, because this not having overwhelm anymore is probably going to be kind of good for us. Let's do this. Oh yes, Scourge next turn. Well, sorry Ravid, you're out here mate. This one I like to go for the guaranteed Scourge. There we go. Opponent's board is tiny, our board is huge, and we can probably just like threaten lethal next turn. Our opponent has assembled the combo. They've got a Cauldron Cookbook in play, and we're going to have a Scourge of Frosthome, which means that our opponent doesn't get to play the Fire Bombs, which is the combo, let me tell you. Okay, so there we have it. A bit of a fun deck. Unfortunately, the video was kind of choppy and a little bit disrupted because, well, everyone's gone out, so the dog's in the office for now. So he's making his presence known, let me tell you. But yeah, I enjoyed the deck. I think the one thing you'll see is to explore Emeritus is just it's just a cool card if everyone just doesn't kill it, which is, you know, it's not rocket science. A card that says draw a card every turn is good if your opponent doesn't kill it, but if your opponent does, it's kind of fine because it just removes the amount of removal spells you've got left for like the other things in your deck. So you've got like Titans and Vanguards and like Cirsos. I think this is kind of powerful. So maybe this isn't the optimal build. I don't think it is, but I just wanted to see what Mokhnati looked like with actual ramp spells and ways of playing in such a way that you actually down cards. But so by the time you play Mokhnati and Mokhnati dies, you actually get to draw cards. Because what I was finding is I was playing Mokhnati in a deck with like the Claw draw 3 discard one, and also like Privilege of Rank and Wisdom of the Elders. And then by the time I played this, it was just like an 8 cost 7/7. You won't killed it. It was just like maybe you draw a card, maybe you don't. But I do like it as like another sort of grindy win condition. It's not quite got revenge, and that's probably good that it's not, because the internal ability is busted with revenge realistically. But I think it's a good card. Sort of surprised when I first saw it was just like an 8 cost, because when Doubtful were talking about it, it's probably like, oh, this is the best card you've ever seen, best promo ever. And I was like, that's kind of aggressive. Like, does that mean that Yotta's promo's coming out? It doesn't. It's just this, and this is good. It's probably about the power level 4 promos because it gets you to do something. It gets you to try something out that you wouldn't have otherwise tried out. Because I probably wasn't putting together like an Elysian ramp deck, because the main weakness of it is that it doesn't clear the board, which is something that like the decks that have Justice in can do. So they also, I've got kind of a really good way of like stabilizing, because you get to play things like the Combri Emeritus, which is just like a 3/5, which is just absolutely huge, and it puts you up, be able to play other spells. But yeah, I think pairing Mokhnati with spells that just like single use like Equivocate is just really good. But yeah, thanks for watching. I've been that resolves. I'll see you around.